Yeah, man, this your boy Simo Trucking out here. I'm in KC, and I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I hate driving out here. Got a whole bunch of hills, steep hills too. A lot of stop and go, a lot of tight spots. I'm on the with my trainer with the what do you call it? Costco account. Went to pick up at Kellogg's. They supposedly had a load for us that was ready at, it was supposed to be ready at 5 a.m. I get to the shipper and they like, come back in 6 hours. So I let my trainer know I arrived there late, so my trainer was a little pissed off at me because we don't get the detention pay, or he don't get the detention pay or whatever. That's a whole nother story. I take responsibility, but it is what it is. But anyway, we get down there, they tell us 6 hours. I come back in 6 hours, and the lady is basically like, you might as well come and get another load. I mean, call your dispatcher and get another load because it ain't ready. It ain't gonna be ready for about a day or two. So we took off and headed out to this pilot about 17 miles away, waiting on another load. I got some fish out of this pilot. It tastes good, but my stomach ain't liking it too much. That's one word of advice, man. When you get out on this road, man, stay out of them truck stops. I don't give a doggone how good the food look. It's best to pack you some sandwiches, some lunch meat, some whatever you got to do, some chips. But man, these truck stop foods will have you in the bathroom. But anyway, the subject of my video: old school versus new school drivers. So we also took a stop off at the Swift terminal in KC and hung out there for a couple hours. So I stood outside, talked to a couple of old timers out there. That's how you get a lot of the game, man. A lot of good information come from the old school. So I'm talking to him, and he opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. And I started thinking to myself, man, like, if you look at the industry today, it's a whole lot of wisdom and experience leaving the trucking business at a rapid rate, man. And a lot of them being replaced with people like us, inexperienced, brand new to driving. And I'm looking at like some of the stuff dude was telling me, and then on my way to this pilot, I'm driving and I had to merge onto the expressway. And when I merged on the expressway, I got caught in the left lane because, you know, cars don't want to let you over. So about a mile behind me, I looked in my rearview mirror, there's two trucks in the two right lanes competing for a spot. Now I had to get over because my turn was coming up. So I hopped in the middle spot, which was the logical thing to do. And like I said, there's cars on my left and right. So when I got over to the left, when I got over to the right, I got over to the right as soon as I could. And the truck behind me that was in the center lane, I guess he called himself getting pissed off, so he reared up on my bumper. And I mean, he is super close to my trailer bumper. And I mean, not bumper, but whatever, the back of the trailer. I know a lot of y'all get butthurt over the terminology. But anyway, he's on the rear end of my trailer, like extra close. I mean, it's probably less than a foot of distance in between us. So I'm not paying it no mind. I'm like, man, this is crazy. So I keep driving, and then you know, I'm governed, so I can only go so fast. So he shot past me, and then he cuts over in front of me to try to run me off the road. He swerved in my lane and swerved back out. I'm like, okay, I don't know if he did that on accident or if he was mad. So then he got in front of me and he cut over in front of me and left me like half a foot of space in between me and him. I didn't slam on the brakes, I just kept going. But I'm like, that's the problem with the trucking industry right now. You got so many young people out here with attitudes. They ain't got no experience in life or in trucking. And I understand you want to make a little money, but you get into it for the money, and then you come out here with these nasty attitudes, man. And because somebody gets in front of you or somebody makes a mistake, you got to keep in mind, there's a lot of people out here training. There's a lot of people out here training, they don't know exactly where they're going. You know, they're trying to fill out the Qualcomm navigation while watching the road. There's a bunch of crazy exits. There's four-wheelers out there that don't want to let you get by. You got to keep all that in mind when you get these little stank-ass attitudes and you about to kill somebody because I got in front of you, and God forbid you may have had to downshift a mile and a half ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's scary and sad how many dangerous drivers is out here. So I just say that, I titled it that, you know, because a lot of people don't realize how much wisdom we losing when it comes to experienced truckers leaving the game. It's actually sad to see. So when you out in your terminals or hanging out at them truck stops, man, talk to them old timers, man, and see what's going on, man, and pick their brain and get some information from them. Even if it's tricks on how to drive in the mountains or how to navigate through the snow, you can learn a lot from these cats, man. And I hate to see all that wisdom disappear. But yeah, it's a lot of truckers out here that don't even want 2-3 years experience, don't even know how to back. I don't know how to back, but I try to get one in every opportunity. But you got a lot of them that just pull in, park on the side of the road next to the truck stop because they don't even want to try to back in. And again, that's because you got a lot of jerks out here with their camera phones. They want to point and laugh at people that's trying to back their truck up. You know, it's kind of sad what I'm watching happen out here, man. There's a lot of ignorance out here on the road. A lot of ignorance. You know, it takes time to get that kind of wisdom. A lot of time. It takes a lot of time and experience. And a lot of us out here don't have it, including myself. I'm still in training. But I mean, I'm just looking at the comparison. But then on the flip side, you got a lot of old truckers out here that's just bitter. Bitter and angry. The money ain't as lucrative as it used to be. And when they see people like Swift coming by, they get pissed. But to all you new drivers, I don't care if it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, keep this in mind, man. Keep your attitude in check. Because you can be mad for 15, 20 minutes and go on about your day. But you make a stupid ass decision in that 15, 20 minutes and cost somebody. The guy that cut me off, I want to ask him, like, do you really want to kill me because I simply drove my truck in the lane that you was driving in? Is that worth my death? You know what I'm saying? Is it worth your death? Both of us got families, man. I mean, come on, man. So I kept my cool. But that's one of the things you got to look out for when you're on the road, man. It's a lot of jerks out here, man. But with that being said, man, y'all like, comment, and subscribe, man. I'll be at you soon. Peace.